To be or not to be? That is the question. No, it's not. That's not the question. That never was the question. The question is, will you marry me? That's the question. But when you're with a guy who can't make up his mind about anything, what you get is, whether 'tis nobler to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous blah blah blahs. What is it with you guys anyway? Don't you know a good thing when it's right there in front of you? You always think something better is just around the corner, and she's waiting just for you. Well, she's not around the corner, and if she was, she's not waiting for your sorry ass. Besides, there's nothing better in Elsinore than me. I'm as hot as it gets around here. Not to toot my own horn, but this is the firmest butt and the perkiest set of boobs you're going to find in Denmark. And it's about time Hamlet woke up to that fact. Oh, Hamlet? He's my boyfriend. He's a prince. When we get married, I'll be a princess. Princess Ophelia. Has a nice ring to it. If I ever see a ring, that is. Up to a few weeks ago, Hamlet and I were really hot and heavy. He couldn't keep his hands off me, not that I wanted him to. Then his old man ups and dies. Just like that. Lays down in the garden to take a nap and croaks. Now, all of a sudden, Hamlet doesn't have time for me. He's too busy asking dumb questions and moping around about his dead father and his live wire mother. Did you know she married Hamlet's uncle before the old king's body was even cold? Well, from what I hear, the old man wasn't that hot when he was alive, so you can't blame Gertrude for going for the gusto. A woman has needs. I can vouch for that. Hamlet acted all surprised and everything when his mother and Claudius tied the knot. Where has he been? Everybody in Elsinore knew Gertrude and Claudius have been steaming up the sheets for months. How could you not know? Every time you turned around, Claudius had his hand on her royal tushy. It's not like Hamlet and his old man were that close. The king wasn't close to anyone. He was the king, for God's sake. But Hamlet and his mother were real close. I mean, like, really close, like in a spooky sort of way. But still, your old man dies and your mom marries your uncle. It's got to weird you out a little bit. I get that. An understanding person. I tried to help him out of his funk. I even suggested we get away for a few days. He's a prince. It's not like he's got anything he's got to do. That's the cool part of being a prince. So I said, let's get a place at the beach. Or maybe the mountains. Just hang around, the two of us. We'll take walks, drink some wine, see a play. He's always saying, the play's the thing. You know what he says to me? He says I should go to a nunnery. A nunnery? Nobody parties in a nunnery. I don't even think they allow guys in a nunnery. Gee. But, like I said, he's got a lot on his mind. And he's deep. Very deep. I think deep guys are so sexy, don't you? But I wish he'd get off this father hang-up of his. Now, he thinks Claudius, that's the new king, he's Hamlet's uncle and his stepfather. He's also the queen's husband and her brother-in-law. You gotta be some kind of genius to keep all these royal family relationships straight around here. Well, anyway, Hamlet thinks Claudius killed his father. Hamlet's a big conspiracy buff. But he doesn't just think it, he knows it. Said his father told him. I mean, the man's dead. How is he going to tell anyone anything? But get this. Hamlet says his father's ghost told him. If I'm lying, I'm dying. And check this out. The ghost told Hamlet that Claudius poured some poison in his ear when he was sleeping. I get all creepy just thinking about it. Hamlet thinks he should revenge his father and kill Claudius. If it was anyone else, I'd have warned the king to hire an army of food tasters. But this is Hamlet we're talking about, and the probability of him putting together a plan to kill the king and then actually go through with it has two chances, slim and none. And even between those two, Hamlet would have trouble choosing. My father says I should stay as far away from Hamlet as I can get. He says he's nothing but trouble. But my father says a lot of things. To thine own self be true, neither a borrower nor a lender be, blah, blah, blah. So Hamlet's got a few issues. What guy doesn't? If you're going to wait for the perfect guy to show up, you're going to end up a shriveled old maid. And I intend to get what I want, when I want it, with what I got, while I still got it. I know Hamlet, and I know that with a little encouragement and a gentle shove here and there, well, you know what they say. Behind every successful man is a woman kicking him in the ass. My brother thinks Hamlet is a little light in the leotards, if you get my drift. But he says that about every guy I date. Laertes is such a jerk. Hamlet is not that way. Trust me on that. He's going to be the king someday. Claudius is going to shuffle off this mortal coil sooner or later. And if Hamlet ever makes up his mind, it could be sooner rather than later. And then Hamlet will be king, and I'll be the queen. Queen Ophelia. People will refer to me as Her Majesty. Her Majesty sounds so majestic. I can't wait. That would be great being the queen. When I'm queen, you'll bow when I walk into a room. You'll stand when I stand. You won't sit until I sit. And you'll laugh at all my jokes and call me Highness. You'll do what I tell you to do. And when I go back to reunion with all those girls who teased me in convent school, they can all line up to kiss my majestic behind. Oh, I have to go. Hamlet asked me to meet him at the Great Hall. I think he's going to propose. He didn't say that in so many words, which is odd for him, because usually he does say something. It's in so many words that I don't know what the hell he's talking about. But I'm sure he's going to ask me to marry him. He has to ask me to marry him. He just has to. If he doesn't ask me to marry him, I swear, I'll go mad.